Right, okay, Ollie, so you're here today for your driving test. It's going to last about 38 to 40 minutes. It's going to involve one manoeuvre today, possibly an emergency stop, and 20 minutes independent driving. Well, I'd like to remember there, if I want you to turn left or right, I will let you know in plenty of time. If you are unsure of any directions at any point, please don't be afraid to ask. If I'm not telling you where to go, though, I'd like to assume the road ahead, unless signs or markings indicate otherwise.
Yep.
Now, you've already given me the maintenance question, which is how you check your tyres with legal OK produce. Thanks for answering me that one. The next one is one I'm going to ask you whilst you're driving. Now, at some point when you're driving out of the car park, I'd like you to show me the use of your horn, but when you can do safely.
Okay.
Alright, any questions you'd like to ask before we start?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, so you're welcome to start your engine now for me, Ali. I'd like to make your way out of the car park here. And turn left. Thank you. At the roundabout, Ollie, if you could follow the road ahead for me, it's the second exit. Just where that speed limit changes, I'd like you to turn right, please. At the traffic lights, I'd like to follow the road ahead. So what would you be doing today, Ollie, if you weren't here on the driving test then?
At home revising.
Oh right, revising. So you're
Yeah.
revising for anything not
A-levels.
particularly?
A-level in about 5-6 weeks, which isn't ideal, but
Okay, so it's coming around soon, is it?
yeah, coming around soon.
How many A-levels is that for?
3 A-levels, business, history and English, and I've got about 8 exams, and 4 of them are over a course of 4 days, which is brilliant, isn't it?
Hmm. And then if you could find a safe place to pull up on the left. Thank you, Ali, and then I'd like you to drive on when you feel ready, please. turn right, please. Thank you. This is where I'd like to begin your independent driving now for me, Ollie. I'll just set the sat nav up for you. Okay, so shortly it's going to be asking you to go a right turn at a roundabout for me. What I'd like to remember though is when you go for that, is it's not long after you get round a corner. It comes up on you fairly quick.
Yeah.
I just need to set it up into here. Right, okay, so welcome to drive on when you feel ready then, Ollie.
yards, turn right, Willow Road.
This is where the
Turn
shop
right.
is.
After 100 yards, turn right, then, at the end of the road, turn left. Turn right, Conway Road, then, at the end of the road, turn left.
Do you see the red car on the left?
Yeah. Where that guy's pulled it.
Yeah, probably between the black one and the red car, actually.
And on the right.
Up on the left,
At
between
the
the
end
red
of the
car and the
road,
black
turn
car.
left, Station Road.
Give yourself plenty of room to get around the black one for me. Thank you. Okay, Alan, it's the black car in front of you is the one that I'd like to use for reverse parking. So I'd like to pull up alongside this vehicle that's in front of us, reverse behind it, finishing reasonably close and parallel with the curb. Don't worry if you block an entrance or driveway, you won't be there long, but try and complete the manoeuvre within the 2 car lengths.
Okay.
Okay, welcome to begin when you're ready. Thank you, Ali. And then you'd like, if you like, you can drive on when you're ready for me. Continue to the end of the road following the device.
Okay.
And then if you could drive on when you're ready for me.
Turn left, road 1, then take the second left. After 100 yards, turn left, A612, Colic Loop Road, then turn right.
When you've turned left, I'll give you plenty of notice. After you've gone left at these traffic lights, you will go immediately right at the second traffic light. This one being the first one. They are close together.
Okay.
So it's left, immediately right at the second traffic light.
Turn left, A612, Colic Loop Road, then turn right. After 100 yards, turn right. Turn right.
That's the end of independent driving. At the roundabout, if you could ignore whatever the
After
device
100
says.
yards,
Turn
cross the
left,
roundabout
please.
and
It's the
take the
first
second
exit.
exit, road number 3.
And if you could find a place in the car park to drive forwards into, please. Thank you. Okay, then ignition off. Okay, that's the end of the mock driving test. I'm sorry to say you wouldn't have been successful. Okay, right, I'll sit back on. Right, okay, so how do you feel as though you did?
Not very good, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I think-
what do you feel as though?
It was when I stalled at that, I don't know where it was in where the built-up area bit was. I stalled there, and then I think there was another bit where I pulled up on the left and went forward. I didn't check my blind spot, and then just a couple times did not indicating for the turns until later on. Yeah, just little bits really.
Is there anything you felt you'd have done better?
Probably maybe just slowed down a bit so I could concentrate a little bit more.
Speed was a big issue about coping.
Yeah.
With your speeds, they were one that stands out at a mini roundabout. This was your very first fault.
That one?
No, it was on the mini roundabout into Neverfield.
Right, yeah.
What it was is that you came round the corner, hurtling round it, and then you were faced with the zebra crossing, weren't you?
Yeah.
Where a vehicle was already waiting. Now, what's the issue of going round a roundabout like that has a pedestrian crossing immediately after?
There could be someone waiting there and you can't see it, so if you're going around fast, then you're just gonna go into them.
Okay, so there's a bit of a risk going on there, do you not think?
Yeah.
But crucially, what was the problem at the roundabout that stands out?
I was just going too fast around it.
Did you give way to the van that was on your right?
No.
Did you know there was a van there on your right?
Probably not at the time, but now looking back, probably, yeah.
So there's a vehicle waiting here after your zebra crossing up. But what it was, you came round at such a speed that you weren't aware that there was a queue.
Yeah.
And what consequently happened, you stopped on the pedestrian crossing.
Oh.
Shouldn't really stop there, should we?
No.
But crucially, there's a vehicle coming from this way that you should be giving way to.
Yeah.
So this is marked under section 21, junctions, observation. So, all in all, it was just being to relation to what was around, your approach speed was a bit too fast.
Yeah.
So you didn't notice to give way to your right, and then you ended up consequently not looking where you're going well enough, and getting very close to that vehicle that's behind and stopping on the zebra crossing.
Yeah.
Now think about what affects our ability to take information.
Not being able to see into the turn, or too fast because your reaction time is slower.
So speeds greatly affect situations. Now if you can't see as well, what do you need to be considering?
That there could be a hazard around the corner.
So less you can see, the
Road.
slower
Okay.
you must
Go.
be. So the less you can see, the slower you must be. It was so poor restriction on your vision.
Yeah.
It went far too fast. But then your pedestrian crossing on the way back you dealt with fine.
Yeah.
Alright, you had a couple of people
Yeah,
that
those
suddenly came up to
people
cross, and you had your pedestrian cross very well. And there was one of your roundabouts where you had to give way to. Right, it was one that said they can spring up on you when we went round the corner.
It was that right after the pedestrian crossing, that roundabout.
No, this was at the very start, the roundabout that you didn't give way to. It was the one in the middle of Collie. You'll be able to watch back on the video,
Yeah.
and you'll be able to see it. But there was a vehicle from your right, and you hadn't given way, and then you ended up on the zebra crossing. But
Yeah.
there was the same roundabout where you have to turn right, so you can't go left. It's a no entry,
Yeah.
no through road. Okay, so there was that observation there. Hesitation. Do you know when you was at the traffic light where you didn't have a stall? It was just that you didn't quite get the clutch up to the biting point properly.
Yeah.
So at that traffic light, there was where I was asking you about your A levels.
Yeah. Distracted me.
Yeah, the traffic light. I don't know if you notice when you set off, when you finally went, it had changed to red,
Yeah.
and there was a vehicle waiting here to turn right. Now, what were your thoughts? Were you kind of waiting for that vehicle? So you were this guy
Yeah, I
going
think I
straight
was.
on. So you shouldn't really be waiting for that traffic. What have they got to wait for?
Me.
They've got to wait for you to finish. So this is section 20, progress. When the lights change to amber, you need to be getting away off the light because you already crossed the stop line. And it appeared that you were looking to give way to that vehicle. You finally went, so if you had stopped it would have been a serious fault, but you kind of went, but then it was a little bit where you,
Jaggedy, yeah.
when you finally set off, you're kind of giving way to that vehicle when you should not be.
Yeah.
So that's that one, under hesitation. Right, if I was to say something about safety moving off? So you mentioned that
Yeah,
one.
it was that. I know which one it was. It was that. When I was going down the hill and I parked on the left, I checked everywhere else, and then I looked in the mirror, but I didn't check my blind spot, and I knew it as soon as I went off.
Yes, you missed that blind spot check. Now, what was there behind us in the distance? They just come round a corner.
Car.
Now, he did signal. You didn't really affect him.
Yeah, but if they were going a bit faster, then maybe I could have.
But do you think your observations were effective enough?
No.
So
I think everything apart from that blind spot, it kind of was, but I just didn't check. Yeah.
that moment, you sat there waited for some time for traffic to clear, but then you missed that 360 check. You must recheck it once you've moved away, or thinking of moving away again. You need to check. Now, there's something that's happening in your safety check. I don't know if you're aware of it, but you seem to be doing your observation when you release the handbrake and start moving.
What? So I'm going like this and then letting go and then going.
So you're here at the side of the road. You do your check, and because you then change your mind because you saw a vehicle coming. But then, as that vehicle passes, you're only doing a partial recheck. You're missing that right one quite particularly.
Yeah.
You started to release how it started to go and doing it as you're going.
Yeah, okay.
So you shouldn't be doing it as you're going.
Do it all and then handbrake. But yeah, okay. Yeah.
So before you go, remember, not as you go.
Yeah.
So before you go, not as you go. Right, so it's something we've got to work on, that one, about observations moving off the side of the road. They're a bit iffy in general. Now, signals necessary and being correct. Are you aware of maybe any faults that came up about signals being necessary and correct?
I think there was one time where I know I did a couple bits where I got to the junction and then signalled because I just forgot. Well, not forgot, but I didn't do it before.
Now, the sat-nav wasn't speaking to you. When you went to that one where you wound your window down.
Yeah.
It's a turn right, is it? But the sat-nav wasn't speaking. But you reached a vehicle just turned in, and it was in the way a little bit.
Turn right? And where I wound my window down?
Yeah, you went up to it, and then immediately afterwards came to the end of the road and went left, where you wound your window down. Not remember winding your window down?
Yeah, I do remember winding my window down, but
The junction before it, you didn't put any signal on.
oh.
Now, there was no one around.
Oh yeah, no, I remember
The
that.
sat-nav didn't speak to you.
Yeah.
But it is a turn
Because
right.
it's one of those ones where it thinks the road goes like that, but it's not. It's a.
So this one is section 15 about signals. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to make sure you're doing the correct signal there. You missed it off.
Yeah.
Okay, so it should be a right indication when you came out. Now, the next part about signalling was, do you know, just at the end where I said to you, pay attention, going left then right.
Yeah.
Now, you should have left in the right lane, shouldn't you?
Yeah, I should have, and I realised that when I got there.
So we should have been really in the other lane.
Yeah.
As soon as we came off that traffic light. So you had your 2 lanes on the approach, so you're in lane 1, 2 lanes on your exit. We should have really
Been in second lane, yeah.
Yeah, should have gone across into the second lane straight away. No, it didn't matter. You did just meant that you left in lane 1, so it doesn't matter. But you've got to do mirror check signals to get across.
Yeah.
But did you do any? Did you mirror check? But did you do any signalling?
No, I didn't signal.
So what was missing on your lane change?
The signal?
Yes. So you did your mirror, but what happened when you moved across?
Yeah.
There was no signal in your lane change, and there was a car behind you. So what do you really need to think about in relation to give information?
I need to give information a lot more. I'm not doing it as much.
Well, give information. What are your signals used for? You know what you're doing.
but people behind me don't. So I need to tell them if I'm moving left or right.
So, what's in your head is you're moving across the other lane, but you need to think about signals are for everyone. For everyone that's around.
Yeah.
Signals are for everyone, but you'd say you just didn't let everyone know that you was changing lane. There's a guy behind you that needed to know it. Okay. Right then. If I was to say mirrors, this happened in your manoeuvre. If I say to you about mirrors...
Oh yeah, that manoeuvre, did I?
It's interesting
I kind of messed up because
you've got muddled up with two manoeuvres
Yeah.
there. Now remember when you came up to it, you swung yourself out at it and put it as an angle.
Yeah.
But where should we really be starting?
by the side of it.
You should be starting parallel to the vehicle. Now the problem is you swung your car across the side of the road, but what was behind us?
I did see a van. There was a van behind us.
Should you be swinging across the middle of a road?
Probably not, no.
Like that? No.
Yeah.
So this is marked under mirrors. So section 14. Interesting one. I've never had a student ever do that before.
Damn, first for everything.
Yeah. Mirrors, changing speed. You weren't aware that you should be doing your mirror checks and sitting alongside the vehicle and allowing the vehicle to consider whether they want to pass you or not. But you didn't, you just went straight across and barricaded the road.
Damn.
Yeah, so you're not aware of this vehicle behind you because you're not using the mirror signal manoeuvring alongside, just went straight across. Now, your correction or whatever, just my fault, you got it in eventually. Do you know when you was going in first time?
Yeah.
It would have been perfect.
Yeah,
It was going to be perfect, and then
I
you
stopped and I went.
and then you made a right faff of it. It was going to be perfect first time, but then say you had this wrong angle, but you was in perfect first time. But then what happened was then you started doing all your weird shunts, but you got in. It's a minor fault for corrections. However, though, there's the biggie. No matter how good of a manoeuvre you do, but it needs to be done under observations. Now, on the second bit, when you was doing your shunts and corrections, every time you put it into first or reverse, you missed your 360 check. So whenever you change direction, you need to be doing a 360 check before you go forward, a 360 check before you go backwards.
Okay.
Now, where should you be looking when you're reversing?
Behind me. Oh, I always don't look behind, do I?
Mostly rear observation.
Yeah, I don't look back.
You'll be able to watch back on the video, and there was absolutely not one. And one point in the manoeuvre, I did that,
And
and then you suddenly was like, this up behind me. And not once did you do any observations through the rear until that moment.
yeah.
So, if there's anything that we need to work on there, let's think about how we could work and improve. So that's all the faults anyway. What do we need to work on?
Looking back when I'm reversing. Looking in my rear.
Okay, so observations in manoeuvres. It's not just this manoeuvre, it could be
other manoeuvres.
because you might do shunts and corrections in those, mightn't you? Observations, manoeuvres. Okay, anything else?
Going at a slower speed.
Okay.
Patience.
Right. Restraint. Do you think that's a good word?
Yeah.
How would restraint sound to you?
Yeah, just holding back a little bit, not just rushing into it, take my time with it.
So, Lada, look, assess it, decide before you act on it. That roundabout, flipping it, you just went straight into it without actually consideration to what's there, what's happening. This bit, that was just a little wobble in your clutch, and you was thinking, oh god, now I've had this wobble, that car wanted to go, but then you finally went. I think you know not to give way, but something was happening. You need to question what was happening in your mind by there, only you know. 360 check, so you're missing your blind spot check. Sometimes you're not doing it at all in your manoeuvres but it's particularly right when you're doing sometimes as you're going. Signalling, it must be the correct signal to use at a junction, although the sat nav's lying to you, not giving you the right instruction.
Yep.
And then forward planning, make sure when you change lanes you are using the mirror signal routine effectively, but thinking about when you're getting across to forward plan, and I marked a minor fault there in that situation as well for awareness and planning, because you could have been planning much sooner to get across. So we've got a bit of a list of subjects that we can work on, which I'd like to try and work with you. But you, chances are, once we spoke about them, you'll probably work through them and get them dialed in.
Yeah, I just need to make sure it's just routine to just do it. Like,
it is. This is where practice comes in, isn't it? How did you feel though with the restraint of like a mock driving test?
I felt fine, but do you know what? Once I did that this bit here,
The roundabout or the light?
That was that before that?
Yes.
Yeah, I just thought I messed up from there. So.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on the actual mentality part of it then?
What do you mean? Like,
because you've got the I am safe, haven't you, which is illness, alertness, medication, sleep, alcohol, food, ease.
yeah.
Now, is any one of those that you feel that would have transformed or changed the way you were taking information?
Sleep?
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know.
did you have enough sleep? Because I did pick you up at
Oh no, yeah, I had enough sleep.
half.
Yeah, I had enough sleep.
Half 12.
Oh no, I thought you had. Okay, let me think.
So illness, alertness, medication, sleep, alcohol, food, ease.
Ease.
Stands out a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you need to be more at ease with the driving examination and almost what you're doing. You need to be more at ease.
Yeah.
Your shoes have helped a lot.
Yeah, I feel like they've helped a lot.
Because you did have really thick trainers, so that's helped you keep at ease a lot better, in far better control. But then this bit about getting used to these shoes, because it's the first time I've worn them today, that it just made you cut a little bit, where it's not lifting to the biting point, and you're in gear and everything like that, everything's fine. Speaking of gear, okay, did mark that minor, didn't forget it. The hill start.
Yeah, on that
Roll
same
back,
on the same road.
and
Yeah,
then you suddenly realised.
I was in neutral.
That's why.
Yeah.
So we'll take that as that situation where you had your little meltdown here. That when you came to it, you just didn't quite get your first gear in, and that's when you did your right check as you were moving.
Yeah.
Okay. So hopefully with this 2 videos you'll be able to go back over some of those faults and see a little bit more about what it is that you're working on. Let's get a snapshot of that. There we go. And there's a little snapshot of your faults. Alright. For the whole world to see. Anyway, but yeah, you need to be a bit more at ease.
Yeah.
But if that I am safe thing stands out a lot, and how do you think illness, alertness, medication, sleep, alcohol, food, ease, it's all about how it affects us with information, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now it was the ease one that caught you a little bit more off guard, because you definitely don't smell of alcohol. You definitely don't. I don't think you've got up and not had any breakfast or anything, and you've had plenty of sleep, because it was this afternoon I picked you up. You're not ill, your alertness is pretty good, you're not on any medications that are going to impede you.
It's just ease, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Remember, all you got to do is see it. It's like that use. You do use information very well, because you were doing very well at the pedestrian crossing bit. It's when you're taking it, you just sometimes not at ease to take it properly, because then you'd realise that it's a bit last minute, and you got to turn the volume down a little bit and slow things down a little.
Yeah.
When it's a bit busy, a bit loud, you know what I mean? That roundabout was very loud, but blimey, you've gone into it like rocking up on it, really, like in a rave. The lights flashing everywhere, mate. Gosh, wouldn't it be great if you just turn everything down a little bit, calm the music down, and calm everything that's flashing around you down. But it's a bit like when you first walk into that environment, it takes you all your senses off guard. So all your senses with your eyes were a little bit off guard.
Yeah.
If you just turn everything down a bit, it might make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was that. You know, I think you just need to try and expand on these a little bit more in relation to your mirrors about how you need to do this whenever you change speed, but it needs to be taking that information in again, isn't it? You know, when you pulled up alongside and just went straight across the road, barricading the road up while a van was behind you, it should be alongside parallel to the vehicle. But did you know that van was there?
Once I checked when I was reversing, yeah.
It's got to be done before you do it. Remember I said to you in your angle of your bay part, were you really looking?
No.
So how would you know if you don't look?
You don't?
Yes. So you got to get that look there really, and it implements into your bay park a little bit. I'd rather you stop next to the bay, do a 360 check, and then go forward.
Yeah.
But it's not necessary to have to do it. But as long as you've checked over your shoulder and almost going really slowly before you go across. But you kind of, it shows out in your reverse part how that stands out. All right. You're giving information. Okay, so that's to do with signalling.
Yeah.
So what signals you for basically?
To let the people know around you what you're doing, pretty much.
Okay,
Like,
so
behind
markings
you.
on the ground and stuff for you.
Yeah, they're giving you information, but you need to give other people the information.
So the signals are for
Other people.
everyone. The signals are for everyone.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we'll see if we can expand on that next time. All right. Today's date, what is it? 12th of March 2024. All right, mate. Good luck this back in years to come.
Yeah, I know.
And laugh.